Hi guys. All right, lesson 2 for the week is another factoring lesson, and this one is difference of squares. I hope that you did GCF just fine. You'll see both of these things on the Edulastic that you need to get completed by Monday. Monday the 30th. Reminder about the Zoom call. Last week, just Caden and I did the Zoom call. We're going to do it again on Thursday. It'll be at 1 o'clock again. So it's pretty easy. You just click the link when I share it. I'll share it later this week. And then just make sure I found when I did it last week that right away when you log in, it's going to say like, can Zoom use your computer audio? You want to click yes, because if you don't, we can't hear you. And then there'll also be a point where they ask to use like your camera. That's up to you. If you don't want us to see your face, you can just do audio. But make sure that you're clicking that, because I think it's harder later to go in and get your audio to work if you didn't click that originally. So just like a heads up. So Zoom on Thursday at 1 o'clock. If you have any questions at all over anything, the assessment, the lessons, anything, that's a great time to do that. Also just a good time to say hi. So hope you guys are surviving in that. Factoring can be a little bit tricky, so I hope you're doing all right with it. Make sure you email or message on the lesson content on Google Classroom. I'm checking those constantly. So even if we just need to Zoom like one-on-one to answer some of your questions, we can do that too. So just reach out if you're confused, because I want to help you guys. All right, so today's factoring is difference of squares. Just like yesterday, you want to do the warm-up first. So if you haven't done the warm-up on the page, open the document, or if you have it printed, get it out. And there are 3 warm-up questions, and they are FOIL. Remember, first, outer, inner, last. So you're multiplying those and simplifying. Warm-up, again, I already said you're foiling. First, outer, inner, last, so x times x is x squared. Outer, x times negative 4 is negative 4x. Inner is a positive 4x, and then last is minus 16. When I go to simplify, then these cancel out, right? Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. I'm left with x squared minus 16. FOIL here, I'm going to have 25m squared. 25m squared. Outer minus 5m, inner plus 5m minus 1. Again, these are going to cancel out. These are going to cancel out, and so 25m squared minus 1. And then when I FOIL here, I have 4a squared minus 6ab, inner plus 6ab, last minus 9b squared, these cancel out, 4a squared minus 9b squared. This resulting product is called a difference of squares. Why do we call it that? Difference, they're all subtracted, minus, minus, minus. Squares, all of the terms, well, it's 2 terms for each of them, are perfect squares. What are our perfect squares? Remember when we simplified our radicals? Your perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. What's next? What did I do? 64. So that's your, like, a number squared. The resulting answer is the perfect square. Okay, so any of these, you could take the square root of them and you would get a whole number. Like, it wouldn't be improper. Okay, so when we factor these, again, we go from this to this. That's what we want. We want our answers like this. We want the simplified form as our answer. Here's our steps. First, make sure you have an actual difference of squares. So you check that both of your terms are perfect squares and that there's a subtraction sign. Use the following rule to factor. All you do basically is take the square root of the first term. So it's going to be a. Square root of the second term, b, and you have to have 1 plus and 1 minus. Look up at these. That's how it works. You have an addition and a subtraction for both of these, a sum and a difference. That's because then that's what gets rid of those middle terms. Why they cancel out is because they're opposite signs. All right, and then you can always distribute, check your work. So a squared and 4. The square root of a squared is a. The square root of 4 is 2. So a plus 2, a minus 2. Number 3. The square root of 81 is 9. The square root of x squared is x. 9 plus x, 9 minus x. You won't change the order there. It needs to be in that order in order for your x squared to end up at the end. Like a minus x squared at the end. Number 7. The square root of 9b squared is 3b. The square root of 100 is 10. 3b plus 10, 3b minus 10. Let's look at 11. Square roots. 2h minus 5g. 2h plus 5g. Notice that that doesn't matter order. You can have your plus and then your minus, or your minus and then your plus, or your addition and subtraction, because you're multiplying, so it doesn't matter order. On this second page, let's hop down to this one. The square root of 121 is 11. If I'm taking the square root of r to the 6th power, remember we just divided by 2 with those exponents, so it's r to the 3rd. And then minus 1, and then 11 r to the 3rd plus 1. In the second part of this, now we're going to put together what we did in the first lesson this week. We're going to take a GCF first, and then we're going to do difference of squares. So in the first example, my GCF is 2, and then I have n squared minus 36. Now these are difference of squares. So I have 2n plus 6 and minus 6. What can we do next? Let's do number 28. I have 8y. That's my greatest common factor. I'm left with x squared minus 4y squared. So then my difference of squares is 8y. Well, 8y is there, and then my difference of squares is x plus 2y, x minus 2y. All right. Holler at me if you have questions, work through them. Really watch in this one. If you don't get the greatest common factor out in this section, it won't be a difference of squares then. So really watch that you're getting the right factor factored out. Factored out. All right, good luck, guys.